Okay. I'd like to call the August meeting to order. Again, thank everyone for attending. We have a very short agenda, which only includes comments and one resolution. There will be no closed session today. Usually we seek the approval of the minutes. We will do that in September for our July 13th minutes. And now I will open the floor for any public comments. Do we have anyone?
At this time, we have no questions and no one in the chat, but I will check out.
Would you please do that? Thank you.
Mr. Commissioner, at this time, we have no in-person speakers.
All right. I will then call the public comment period to a close. And again, go back to our regular agenda. We will now take comments from the executive director.
At this point, I'll defer my comments unless anyone has any questions from the correspondence I sent. If we're good, I'm fine, Mr. Chairman, on this meeting.
Okay.
Maybe just prior to us starting, I would like to, I know Ms. Watford is going to come up and speak about CE. I'm hoping that in those indicators that we find out the numbers that we were off from becoming high performing. Because I think as you stated in your email, we are just standard performing, correct?
At this point, yes.
At this point, yes. So I'm hoping, I saw some of the numbers, but I want to know the numbers that we were off on each indicator so that we will be.
Yes, she can address that in the presentation.
Okay.
All right.
Now, Don, you, as you close the public comment section, were you still going to allow the board
We usually
members?
do that at the last.
The board members?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
But yes, there will be time for that.
Okay. I was curious. I didn't have anything.
Okay. Come on up. Okay.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning.
Happy Thursday to you all. We are here as it has been presented. We will be a standard performing agency. We actually received a total of 125 points out of a possible 150, which makes us standard. We are actually 5 points away from being a high performer. For every indicator, we did receive all of the points with the exception of determination of adjusted income. We actually audited 100 files for that actual indicator, and which for all of our other indicators as well. And we needed, in order to get all 20 points for that indicator, we needed 80 good files, and we were just a little under that 80 good files. To answer that question, Commissioner Lewis.
Wait, what was that, Pamela? What'd you say? Go ahead.
We actually scored perfect on every indicator with the exception of determination of adjusted income.
Okay.
We did not get the point for that indicator. On 100 files, we needed to actually have 80 files that would have actually been correct on that. And we were a little shy under that. So we were actually 5 points away from being a high performer agency.
Amen.
Of the 80, you said you were short of what?
We were only short of, I want to say it was only 7 files.
7 times.
Yes.
Just funny that you come back at this, but you put in some kind of measures to,
Yes, yes, definitely. And we continue to review it. We do have a compliance department that audits they audit 100% of all our new admission files. They audit a percentage of all re-examinations and also interim. We are going to increase the number of files that are currently being audited for our PBB RAD community. We have also, I have permission from interim executive director to have training. And I've reached out already to Nan McKay, which is a national trainer. They're scheduled to come in January to provide training for our PBB RAD staff and also for our health insurance voucher staff.
Yes, I would have, thank you.
Other questions or comments? Okay, then I will seek a motion to approve the resolution. So, anybody?
Second.
You got that, Ms. Khan? Okay,
No, I didn't. She didn't read the resolution, did she? You know, we don't do that.
Mr. Albert?
Aye.
Ms. Harrington?
Aye.
Mr. Lewis?
Aye.
Ms. Purrier?
Aye.
Dr. Smith?
Aye.
Ms. Jazinski?
Aye.
Mr. Conyers? I'm sorry? Do you wish to abstain?
Yes.
Mr. Masaccio?
aye. Thank you very much, everyone. Yes, ma'am.
Well, we have, can I ask a few other, just, you know? Sure. And
Of course.
I mean, that's just because I haven't talked to you in a while, but, staffing, how, Mr. Lewis, I have a question.
No, we're joined at the line today. You go ahead.
How's your staff, how are your staffing levels? How many vacancies do you have?
Well, as far as, for the speed map, it just did not include the housing choice voucher. It also includes your RAD communities as well. So there have been vacancies for staff in several of the departments. I know at one time, the occupancy department, which is also included, had 4 vacancies at one time. And we have, of course, increased our program, so we are looking at staffing at this time and the need for additional staff.
How many do you think additional staff?
Exactly. Well, honestly, and I'm just answering it honestly, I cannot answer that for the PBB RAD community because these are out in the community. I can say more within the housing choice voucher program and also the occupancy program. There is a need for several additional staff members. There's a need for administrative assistants. We have, of course, increased our program in the last year by over 1,000 people. So there needs to be ample staff to take on the increased program participants.
And thank you, Commissioner Suzanne, for that, because it has been some of my concerns related to staff and caseloads, that sometimes caseloads could be so large for a given counselor until it's difficult to manage the caseloads and files that they have. And I began to talk about that early on, that sometimes the integrity of the organization will be challenged if we do not have everyone in their respective places doing their job completely, without too much burden. So on an average, how are the caseloads to each of your staff members, and are they, in your professional judgment, balanced for each caseworker?
Not necessarily in my professional judgment. What we have done, because we have so many different special programs, we have one caseworker there's one caseworker assigned to that. So that caseworker has 400 clients.
400? Okay.
And then we have our VASH caseworkers that handle our veterans program. So we have several different programs wherein the caseload may be a little larger than I have only 3 caseworkers that do not have special programs because we have a variety of special programs that Norfolk Housing Authority is administering. We have the SRAP certificate. We have the emergency housing voucher. We have all of the project-based vouchers. We have the
VASH.
right, yes, we have the VASH vouchers. We have the foster youth initiative program. So we have several different programs that the caseworkers are assigned as a specialty. We have incoming quarter hours.
So on an average, and that's what I think I'm trying to tie this down to, on an average, each caseworker should have how many files in their caseload?
Well, due to the based on the housing choice voucher guidebook
Okay.
or an agency within our side, your caseworkers should have 306.
300.
And all of our caseworkers, caseload exceeds that.
Exceeds that. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hijack.
Okay.
No, it's fine.
I'm
to
looking
that,
forward to the reformation of these committees so that I can grill them on.
and to that point, we actually have, money in the budget for this fiscal year for additional hires. And on the occupancy side, Richard, we just brought in, what, 2 this week? So,
And there's a
third in process. Right.
All righty, thank you very much. I'd also, in my earlier comments, like to welcome Mr. Terran Conyers.
Yeah.
Welcome to the board. I appreciate it and look forward to working with you and having you be an active part of this Board of Commissioners. So welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Right. The last part of our agenda today is commissioner comments. So are there any commissioner comments? Hearing none, I will call this meeting to a close.